Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 245.
245.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. Early 2019 dates and itineraries were just released for the Disney Cruise Line. I haven't even had the chance to look at those yet, but check out MEI Travel and write to them if you want to see about booking a trip on the Disney Cruise Line.
Not to mention Christmas. Next week. Next week is the first Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
And it's sold out.
It is sold out. It's amazing.
But there are other dates and certainly time to book your Christmas and holiday travel to Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, and pretty much anywhere in the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. So check them out, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. We're going to start off the show this week at Disney's Polynesian Resort.
It's been a while since we've had Tonga Toast, and that's actually one of our favorite breakfast items. I first had it like 20 years ago, and it's just really kind of the perfect banana French toast type item. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, growing up, our family used to take us to the Tangaroa Terrace. Back in those days, they didn't have as many longhouses, so from the terrace, you can actually look out and see the lagoon, which was really nice. And we'd always order the Tonga Toast.
I used to go to the Tangaroa Terrace also for breakfast and for dinner, but I don't think I tried Tonga Toast back then. I don't know what I was eating.
So
Probably
when did you first experience the delightful goodness of the Tonga Toast?
During a Rad P meet, like a Disney enthusiast type meet at the Magic Kingdom. Around 99.
And you could see the price is $8.49, but it does include bacon or sausage.
It used to be around $6, so it did go up, but we get our 20% annual pass discount, so it makes it about the same price.
That's right. We always get a side order of
potatoes.
Potatoes,
and those are always
breakfast
good.
Potatoes. And if you're early in the morning here, you can enjoy this fine Trader Sam's patio. Hardly anyone ever goes there. It's very soothing and relaxing out by the waterfall, and a few minutes later, your pager goes off, and sometimes they will deliver it to you, and other times you must track it down. And in this case, I tracked it down.
Do they deliver? I don't even know if they deliver there.
It says on the pager to wait, and they will deliver it to you.
Or you go get it.
Or you get it if you're impatient. We were hungry, so I ran and got it. So why don't you tell them about Tonga Toast?
Well, it's got, and I actually tried making it once. It actually didn't turn out badly.
It was good.
But I set the pan on fire because I don't do well with oil. Too much oil is a problem for me.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can see the cinnamon sugar dusted on top, and it's bread and bananas, and that's a lot of what's in it.
It really is enough, for me anyway, to have half. Half is just fine. If you have the whole Tonga Toast, it's too sweet, I think, for me. As a kid, though, I can eat the whole one, no problem. And there you could see the stuffed bananas in there. And oh, boy, it's so good.
Well, half, and especially we each had like a piece of bacon and then, half
breakfast
of the potatoes. So I think that was just a perfect amount before going to the Magic Kingdom.
And what a absolutely perfect way to start a full day. We were out and about all day this day. So it's gorgeous weather, as you can see, too. We finally are having our fall, which means weather in the 60s.
Well, and it was 60s and 70s. I think we're going to hit like 82 in like 5 or 6 days. But still, for highs, that's not bad at all.
And this is the first time you've seen the new security system when you take the boat over to the Magic Kingdom from the Poly.
It's not even totally new, because I know the monorails, I thought even last Christmas the monorails were already starting security, but I don't really take the boat very often, so that was new to me.
So when you get off the boat, you just go around and go through. They have just a couple security agents there, and everybody goes through the metal detector when you take the boat.
And it may not have been last December, but it's been for quite some time. But we've done it certainly on the monorail many times. So it was a lot easier than sometimes coming in different ways.
Just like last week, we happened to pick a party day, and it did not disappoint. There was very few people in the park considering, other days around this day. I think this was what, Friday that we went, and there was a party that night.
I don't remember when we went. Okay, well, we went Friday. And so we started here. We were only here a couple of hours. So the Hocus Pocus items that were coming are finally here, but that's not them,
Well,
right?
we're looking at the original. They had
Concept.
posted on the parks blog about the Hocus Pocus items. For some reason, they never appeared. But now, finally, with Halloween almost over, we find Hocus Pocus items. And just like I don't know if I really needed another Terrace, I did have to get one because it's such a nice design. I actually like this design better
than the other one?
the concept that never did materialize.
So also they have some shirts and ornaments and just a few different items, but really just in time for Christmas, you know?
Well, I should mention a party ticket not required to purchase these items. They are for general purchase, and usually you can only buy the Hocus Pocus items or the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party shirts and things with a party wristband. You have to be at the party to get that stuff. But this was all opened. It is the end of the season. They're probably trying to get rid of it at this point.
I think at the end of the season before they've opened up the merchandise. So, this arrived at the end of the season, and I'm sure they want to try to get rid of it.
Well, speaking of merchandise, we're going to see some brand new Coco merchandise that just showed up, Disney-Pixar Coco, which looks fantastic. And we'll be talking a little bit more about Coco throughout the show today.
And we have, I think Dante is a dog. I don't know all of the characters' names, but I know some of them.
We will know them very soon once we see this film because it looks really good.
Well, not only the film, but we are sending a correspondent to the press conference for Coco this coming week, just as he went for Thor
in
for
Beverly
us
Hills,
as well.
California. That's right. So we'll have a full coverage of that press conference. And we'll be showing plenty more Coco merchandise just a little bit later on in the show. But now, as you could see, we are moving along.
That's a great video of, the monorail there.
That was shot from the boat on our way to Fort Wilderness. But we're going to jump ahead to Disney's Yacht and Beach Club.
Right, and we were not expecting to see pumpkins. We were actually heading to the Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic, which is something we'll probably talk about next week.
Right.
But look at that, the kitchen sink
in
a pumpkin. So I guess the different resorts now have the pumpkins out. This is the first time we've seen them this year. And they have a number of really interesting pumpkins here, including BB-8, the kitchen sink, and Sandy Claus.
What's nice about it is you can vote. The viewers who are watching this show can actually text your favorite pumpkin, and you're about to see the number to text to. So go ahead and participate for real. And as long as you do it before October 31st at midnight, you will be good to go.
And it's environmental.
That's very true.
No little piece of paper anymore either.
So now we're at Epcot. We have jumped over to Epcot.
We're jumping a lot today.
And we are going into the Mexico Pavilion, and we are going to talk about this Remember Me exhibit, all about Day of the Dead.
Right, and this opened about a month ago. It wasn't fully finished, and actually it's still not fully finished. There's still a few displays left for them to put in. So we've been kind of waiting on it, but they haven't come in yet. I'm assuming it's going to have to do with Coco, but I don't know that.
Right.
So this everlasting couple is 10 feet tall, and then they have the dog and the cat behind them, which are like 2.5 feet tall, and they're created by a family. I think it's a father and son who have been their family has been doing this type of work for over 300 years. So there's items, and there's a dog and the cat. And I've learned a lot about the Day of the Dead, which is also Dia de Muertos, I think is about how you say it. Like the butterfly signifies something. Like, I'm learning so much about it because of Coco coming out.
Well, it's about to be very popular. Day of the Dead by next year will be
even more normal, well known. I think,
yes.
For like more guests.
This was very interesting, the art of the sugar skulls, and we're about to see a giant display of these sugar skulls. And I did talk to one of the cast members in the Mexico Pavilion, and they're unable to sell actual sugar skulls, but they do have an exhibit on how they're made, and it's something that goes back in Mexico tradition. And here is a very nice display of actual sugar skulls.
So I'm not going to talk about the sugar skulls themselves. I still don't know a ton about them. But I was going to say that the nice thing, what I love about this exhibit, and whenever we come here now, we take a look at it, is that there are artifacts that are many hundreds of years old, and then there's new art, and this would probably be new art. These are probably all made
correct,
like 2017. Like the centerpiece bridal couple was from 2017.
Can you give a quick explanation of what Day of the Dead means?
Well, the sign had said that it's about celebrating loved ones who will always remain in our hearts.
Who've passed on.
Who've passed on. So that's generally the concept behind it. And I think one of the days is for remembering adults and one for kids. Is from what I remember reading about it.
Right, sort of like keeping that memory alive in your heart. I think there's a song from the film that speaks of that I'm sure, Remember Me, that'll become very popular very soon.
The song is fantastic, and I can't wait. Like, we have the Disney California Adventure video, and it includes that song in it, their event.
So now we're moving inside the Mexico Pavilion, and of course, they didn't miss the opportunity. They have some great Day of the Dead merchandise, and including this exclusive wood carvings that are only available here inside the Mexico Pavilion.
And for some reason, I miss it. Like, I was talking a lot. Yesterday, we didn't have a lot of time. No, that is shocking for me. So I was talking to a manager about some of the items, and actually we didn't end up talking about this. So we're going to head back in a couple days. I just find it very fascinating, the whole Day of the Dead concept, and that, you know, there I am talking. You can see me in the background.
Well, you did discover something even more important right here. Torito. World famous now, thanks to you.
Not world famous, but he's on Instagram. He had 111 followers this morning. Then I posted him, and now he has like 60 new followers. So he is like the newest. The manager called him like a character of the pavilion, and we got picture.
Look at how happy you are with Torito. What a delightful character.
So,
and Torito is too.
We have friends who went there today and asked for Torito and got their picture taken with it. So I thought that was fun.
So, and I hear the Viking, not Viking, the
troll in Norway,
from Norway
has his own Instagram as well. So I think we're going to stop there as well and get a picture for it.
Well, speaking of Day of the Dead, unfortunately, DisneyQuest is joining the Day of the Dead. I remember it very well, and I had great times there, but it is very much almost gone for good.
Well, I said on Twitter, just essentially, you know, maybe don't take the stairs.
No.
You know, at this point, you can't take the stairs.
Well, you can take the stairs. You can take them home because they've fallen down. There are the poor stairs there, and in mid-demolition as the whole building is being demolished. And by now, by the time we put the show out, it's probably completely gone.
I don't know if it's completely gone, but I mean, it's very quick at this point. It took them months to kind of get it going, and now we're looking at the end of it.
Well, I'm really glad we went that last night and we said our goodbyes. We got to do all our favorite attractions in there one last time, and we will always have our memories of DisneyQuest and videos too, of course, and it will be replaced with an all-new concept called the NBA Experience Basketball.
Yes, and that's supposed to open in 2019. There's concept art, 2 different pieces of concept art for it. It's supposed to be a one-of-a-kind basketball-themed experience featuring hands-on activities that put guests of all ages right in the middle of the NBA game action. And it will also have a retail store, restaurant, and whatever else it will have. I don't know that much about basketball, so we'll see.
The only basketball I've ever seen in my entire life is the Harlem Globetrotters as a kid. So I'm not versed on basketball.
Yeah, me neither. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know if it'll be mostly games or what. So.
But also, while we were at Disney Springs, they had, of course, another Coco exhibit. This was the very first night of it, and why don't you tell us all about what this is?
Well, I didn't write too much down because really there's not too much going on here. This is probably if you're going to compare it to Epcot and you want to learn about Day of the Dead, this isn't where you're going to go.
Well, this is at Food Truck Park, right? Food Truck Park?
So it's kind of like, it's called Coco Family Celebration. It's got some posters for the movie, as you can see, like the different characters. It's really kind of more of they have a little dance party, but it isn't like Coco music. Like, again, we didn't even talk about Disney California Adventure and their terrific offering over Halloween for Day of the Dead, and that tied in with Coco. And there's some of the same merchandise here, not too many different items. Like, if you go, the best place to get merchandise is Epcot, because they have at the Mexico Pavilion also regular Day of the Dead stuff. So,
right. This is about what they had at the Magic Kingdom, I'm thinking.
Right. Well, they don't have mugs. This is more plush, and then at the Magic Kingdom they have mugs and pins, and I didn't see that here. So there are specialty items. I don't know. I thought it was just the flan that's really the one item here. So
right.
and then we also
mariachis.
Well, they weren't dancing or doing anything. I don't know if they're supposed to dance
Well,
at some point.
I think they were a photo op.
Right.
They were actually, and they perhaps did dance. I think we left before that was happening, but I was able to get a picture with them, which was very nice, and so did you.
Well, if you go to, again, Disney California Adventure till November 2nd, they have a whole show. Also here are the coloring pages, so you can color. You can get face painting. This is on weekends.
All free. I mean, we should mention it is totally free at Disney Springs.
Right. It's on weekends through November 26th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's cute. It's nothing to run out of your way for. But if you happen to be there, they were singing really radio music mostly, it sounded like. So it isn't
nothing from Coco itself.
Right, not from Coco. So I wasn't really quite sure about that. But it wasn't like they were still good. It was just more radio songs.
And I think it's only at night, starting at 6 until about, 10 o'clock or so?
You know what? I don't have that in front of me. But, just head over there. You may find it.
So now we're going to jump all the way out to Disney California Adventure
But not for
again.
Coco.
Not for Coco. We've said plenty about Coco. Now we're going to talk about a wonderful experience in one of our favorite restaurants in all of Disney California Adventure. Right here is Carthay Circle.
Actually, it's probably my favorite restaurant in either park. I think it has the finest food. Carthay Circle has the finest food of any of the restaurants in the two, either Disneyland or Disney California Adventure.
Not counting Club 33, of course.
Okay, well, Club 33 also, but we'll say public restaurants.
Right.
But Carthay Circle has a really great value as far as a 3-course meal that you can order for World of Color. You can get a really good World of Color viewing.
And we normally sit inside, but this day, it was a beautiful day, and they offered us outside on the terrace. So we took them up on it, and I'm so glad we did. This was absolutely fantastic. If you're ever out there and you have a chance to sit on the terrace here on a nice day, absolutely go for it.
I really enjoyed it, and the view would have even been better. They had some filming going on. So I didn't get as many good shots, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it was a gorgeous day to be doing this, and I was really glad that they had offered it.
And the food is fantastic, and it's, again, you can actually make out over the price of buying each item individually. This is, again, the World of Color package. We'll talk about that, but here's a look at the what you're getting for your $43.
And it said online $46, so I don't know if it's gone up by a few dollars, but either way, you're still looking, for us, it was about $100 after our annual pass discount, and then tax and tip around $100. And it includes bread and a loaf of butter is apparently what we got with that. Plus, you get like a soda, or iced tea. Is what
and
we
coffee.
started with.
You can get soda and coffee for no additional charge. Here is my Carthay Circle salad. I did have anchovies, which I like, but some people might not. You can ask for them not included if you wanted. And I think you had a pumpkin soup, which was really good.
Well, a lot of the items are seasonal, so especially in the appetizer and dessert categories, you're looking at seasonal items. Like this pumpkin lemongrass soup is not currently on the menu. I just looked it up. But excellent. I always enjoy their soup here. So whenever I'm there, I generally will get a soup as my appetizer.
And for the main course, we both had the same thing, which we don't normally do, but we couldn't say no to this.
It's a grilled Santa Maria tri-tip. That is still on the menu right now. It was a lot of meat. It was a crazy amount of meat. And it really was very good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I would put it right up there with any entree I've had at Disneyland Resort.
And this is normally $34 just for the entree, plus then you're getting the the soda, the appetizer, and a dessert with it.
Yeah, and I mean for when we were there, $43, and I think we had a 10% discount with the type of pass
the
we
annual
have.
pass.
If you had a better pass,
it's like 15.
Right.
So, and then you had coffee, so you were able to get that. And also the service here, we have always had excellent service. I would say this is among the best service places as well. And then you had, is this the pecan apple spiced upside down cake?
That would be that. Yes, that would indeed be.
And you enjoyed that?
It was very good. Well, we both enjoyed that.
And, well, I don't eat pecan as much. I had like a chocolate mousse, and it's chocolate. So
you can't beat that.
So, but anyway, for the experience and getting a really good view. I mean, you still have to stand, but you're usually not packed in too tightly.
Well, they put you in the special Carthay Circle dinner package
which is
viewing,
in the
right in the
middle.
center. The only negative about the whole thing is there is a projection booth that can kind of get in your way if you're not standing in the correct place. But if you go all the way as far left as you can go, really there's plenty of arm room and leg room and breathing room, and everywhere else is packed like sardines. So this is really one of the only ways that we will even watch the show, because we don't want to be packed in like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like almost any trip that we go on, we didn't do it last time, but I really enjoy doing this because it's, for what you get, it's very reasonably priced, and the food is excellent, the atmosphere is excellent, the service has always been excellent, everything, and then we get to see World of Color in a much more relaxed atmosphere.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to start talking about, just for a minute, about some of the desserts that they have here at Disneyland, Disney California Adventure. Dozens of Halloween items, I think.
I was going to say specialty Halloween desserts, and this might be my favorite of all. The very first one we had, this Oogie-Boogie Cupcake.
Right, it had dark chocolate cup filled with chocolate mousse, green pound cake, and a chocolate cookie crumbles. And it didn't sound like it might be delicious, but it actually was. That was probably our favorite item.
Well, I had to show inside because the green pound cake really hit home with the theming. So perfect theming and an excellent dessert.
Well, there were so many different tastes with that. And then this is the macaron mummy. This was at the Jolly Holiday.
This is at Disneyland. They have sandwiches. They're also a bakery.
Right, and this is a white chocolate macaron with white chocolate drizzle and chocolate, like a salted caramel inside. Mm-hmm. So that was really good. And then I believe this was some like a spice cake, which I couldn't find the information quickly online about that, but
and that was
good
a
too.
Spider theme, but I preferred the mummy. I thought the mummy there was excellent.
Right. I mean, of the couple of dozen items or so they have, we didn't try them all, but we tried about 7 or 8 of them.
We gave a valiant effort.
It's hard to do it. This is the Spooky Cone macaron with buttercream and candy corn. This is at Disney California Adventure at the Cozy Cone.
Mm-hmm. And also at California Adventure, we have this spider web. It's an ice cream item.
Right. It's a spider silk ice cream sandwich. This is over at Clarabelle's, and it's just really for another day or so. They'll have these, and then it'll be Christmas coming up. But this is a black macaron with chocolate tart, cherry spun ice cream, and popping candy, which I didn't expect the popping candy, so that was very different.
So they're all creative.
So, and then this last one that we're going to show is, and this was really good too, the Batwing Sundae, Batwing Raspberry Sundae with white chocolate ice cream with raspberry splatter, blood red sprinkles, whipped cream, and a Batwing cookie. Actually, like 2 Batwing cookies.
Excellent, excellent,
this
excellent.
was really good.
And the best part of this whole thing is you didn't need a party ticket or any extra thing like that to get them. Anybody can have them. They're available, throughout the whole Halloween
throughout the season. And really, if you get to go out to Disneyland like next year for Halloween, I bet they'll have a lot of that again. Hopefully they'll have that Sunday because that was excellent.
Well, believe it or not, that is another show.
That is another show. Thank you to MEI Travel and Mousefan Travel. Check their website out, sign up for the newsletter, and definitely book with them. They've been in business for just about 20 years now and have almost, I think, 80 agents is what they have.
Absolutely. 100% highly recommended, of course, from us. And also, next week, we're going to have a lot more. We'll kind of wrap up the Halloween season. Of course, tomorrow we'll have the Halloween golf cart parade
and
at Disney's Fort Wilderness. And, as you said, the pet parade where they have Halloween costumes on all the pets that people at Fort Wilderness, the campers, enter in the contest.
Right. And they'll have decorated pumpkins, and we're supposed to we'll probably meet characters on the next day. And
oh, yes. We were going to go character hunting on Halloween itself. And our good friend Curious Axel will be back talking all about the Disneyland Paris Halloween Soiree, the big event there. So we'll have highlights of that. Axel always does an amazing job.
This will be the end of the Halloween season next week for us. And then we're going to go right into the Christmas season.
We will be done with Christmas by the second week of November.
Well, I don't know.
We're not going to Halloween.
No, we're not going to be done because there's so much more still to come. I mean, Disney does a lot, with the resorts and all that. But we will be next week going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party on November 9th. And then again, we're going to do the 12th as well.
So anyway, thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.